KoKo Language Learning, Listening, and Shadowing Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the KoKo Language Learning Lounge. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Allie.
All right, let's kick things off. Our first few idioms are kind of about influence and dealing with obstacles.
Yeah, it's fascinating how idioms often give us just one powerful phrase for these complex social things.
Totally.
Yeah.
So first up, pull strings. When you hear that, what sort of picture comes to mind? For me, it's like someone behind the scenes, maybe, making things happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really vivid way to describe using your connections, your, personal influence, or maybe a position you hold to get something done, often something that might be, difficult for other people. It's like using leverage, bypassing the usual channel.
That's right. So someone says, he pulled some strings to get that job. You immediately know, okay, it wasn't just his CV. Or she pulled strings to get tickets to the sold-out concert. That really screams inside track, doesn't it? Some kind of informal power.
Absolutely. You might hear it in just a quick exchange like, wow, how did you get in so easily?
Yeah.
Oh, I pulled some strings. Or maybe, why did they choose him? He wasn't the most qualified. Well, someone must have pulled strings for him. It really shows how those informal networks can work.
Okay, so from that kind of subtle influence, let's move to something that sounds like a lot more effort. Jump through hoops.
Yeah.
Sounds like a circus act.
It does. But it captures that feeling perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Going through just immense effort, facing loads of obstacles, or maybe fulfilling lots of really difficult requirements just to achieve something. It highlights that persistence. Often when you're up against, say, bureaucracy or just frustrating challenges, we've all felt that, I think.
Oh, definitely. We've all been there. When you say we had to jump through hoops to get that permit approved, you instantly feel that headache, that frustration. Or she really jumped through hoops to impress her new boss. It just paints this picture of someone going way above and beyond, facing all these little tests.
It really conveys that sense of sustained, hard effort and often the exhaustion that comes with it. Imagine hearing, how did you finally get approval for the project?
Yeah.
Ugh, I jumped through hoops for weeks. Or you look totally wiped out. Yeah, I've been jumping through hoops all day for this thing. It's such a good way to communicate that feeling.
Okay, that leads us pretty nicely into our next one. In the fast lane. This one sounds exciting, full of speed. What does it imply about someone's life?
Well, in the fast lane refers to a lifestyle that's, really active, packed with excitement, but often comes with a fair bit of pressure too, maybe even risk. It implies this high-paced, dynamic way of living where things are always happening, but the demands are, they're significant.
So saying he's living life in the fast lane might sound glamorous, maybe a bit wild. But it also hints at that constant pressure, right? Or my new job in the city. It feels like being in the fast lane. You could almost feel the energy and the stress.
It perfectly gets across that relentless pace, often with this underlying intensity. You might hear, why is she always so busy, always rushing around?
Yeah.
Oh, she lives in the fast lane. Or how are you finding the new role? Honestly, feels like I'm in the fast lane constantly.
Yeah.
It just captures that feeling of nonstop motion.
And sometimes coming from that fast lane,
Yeah.
you just stop. Dead stop. Our next idiom is hit the wall. What does that feel like? Maybe at work or even like running.
Ah, this one is so relatable. It describes reaching that point of just extreme exhaustion, physical or mental, where you simply cannot continue.
Right.
Your progress just halts because you've completely run out of steam, run out of energy or resilience.
I know that feeling. I totally hit the wall after working 10 hours straight. We've all been there, haven't we? Or she hit the wall during her marathon training.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot with athletes pushing their limits. It's that sudden, like, nope, can't do any more feeling.
It really is that universal feeling of just complete depletion.
Mm-hmm.
In everyday chat, you'd hear, "Hey, why did you stop running back there?" "Ugh, I hit the wall, no energy left." "Wow, you look absolutely exhausted." "Yeah, I really hit the wall at work today."
Just a very concise way to say you're profoundly tired.
Okay, now let's look at what happens when things really veer off course. Our next idiom is go off the rails. That sounds pretty dramatic, doesn't it? Like total loss of control.
It is dramatic. Go off the rails is a powerful one. It implies that something or someone starts behaving really erratically, becomes uncontrolled, or just fails spectacularly.
Right.
It vividly suggests, deviating from the normal expected path, often with some pretty negative consequences.
You can picture the chaos. The meeting just went off the rails after that huge argument.
Yeah.
Suddenly, order is just gone.
Or he really went off the rails after he lost his job. That suggests more than just sadness, like a real loss of control in his life, maybe a downward spiral.
It speaks very clearly to a situation spiraling out. You might hear, "Why did that discussion fail so badly?" "Oh, it went off the rails almost immediately." Or,
Yeah.
"What happened to him after all that pressure? He went off the rails for a while." It gives such a strong visual for something losing its way completely.
That is a powerful image.
Mm.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk relationships, maybe boundaries with keep someone at arm's length.
Yeah.
It immediately makes me think of like personal space.
Exactly. To keep someone at arm's length means you're deliberately avoiding getting too close or too friendly with them.
Mm-hmm.
You maintain a certain distance, maybe emotional, maybe social. Perhaps it's to protect yourself or maintain professionalism, or you just don't want to be too close. It's about setting boundaries.
Right, makes sense. So she
Right.
keeps her coworkers at arm's length. That could be about professionalism, yeah.
Yeah.
Avoiding office gossip or whatever.
Yeah.
Or he kept the reporters at arm's length.
Mm.
That clearly suggests he didn't want them digging too deep into his personal life. It's a conscious choice, setting those limits.
It's definitely about setting and maintaining those boundaries, yeah.
Yeah.
In various kinds of relationships. You'd hear it in conversations like, "Why don't you ever, hang out with them after work?" "Hey, I prefer to keep them at arm's length." Or, "Does he actually trust the media?" "Not really. He always keeps them at arm's length." It's a very clear way to signal that desire for distance.
Okay, sticking with power dynamics for a moment. Our next one is throw your weight around. What kind of image does that conjure up for you? It sounds quite physical, but used figuratively.
That's exactly the feeling. This phrase describes using your power or your influence, your authority, but in an aggressive way, an arrogant, maybe domineering way.
Ah,
It's often done to get what you want or just to assert dominance. And it usually sounds negative, you know? It implies unfair or heavy-handed tactics.
Oh, we've all seen that, I bet. The new manager, yeah, he likes to throw his weight around, instantly tells you he's maybe bossy, maybe unfair.
Right.
Or she threw her weight around to get her proposal accepted in the meeting. That highlights using aggressive methods, maybe manipulation.
It's a very clear picture of an unfair or just overbearing use of power. You might hear, "Why is everyone so tense today? Oh, the boss is throwing his weight around again."
Yes.
And how did she actually get her way on that decision? She just threw her weight around until everyone gave in. It's about feeling that pressure from someone else's authority.
Okay, idiom number 8, hit below the belt. This one clearly comes from boxing, right?
Right.
But we use it way outside the ring.
We do. To hit below the belt means to act unfairly, usually by saying or doing something really hurtful, maybe intensely personal, or just irrelevant to the actual argument.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives an unfair advantage or just causes unnecessary pain. It's like breaking the unspoken rules of fair play, especially when talking or arguing.
Ouch. That one really stings when it happens. Like
Mm-hmm.
bringing up his past money problems in that argument, that was really hitting below the belt. It's unfair, irrelevant, personal,
Totally unfair.
or just, wow, that insult was completely below the belt, meaning it was unnecessarily cruel. It crossed the line.
It really highlights that violation of fair play. Think about these situations. Why did he get so upset during the debate? Because that comment really hit below the belt.
Yeah, I can see that.
And whoa, that was a bit too harsh, don't you think? Yeah, that was definitely below the belt. It's about attacking a vulnerability unfairly, often quite meanly.
Okay, next up, a phrase for when the stakes are super high, go for broke. What does this tell us about ambition and, well, risk?
Go for broke means you risk absolutely everything. You commit all your resources, time, effort, money, everything
Yeah.
to achieve something, usually a really big, ambitious goal. It's that do or die approach, an all-in moment where if you fail, you could lose everything.
That is a massive gamble.
Yeah.
He went for broke and invested all his savings in that new tech startup. Huge risk, maybe huge reward.
Exact.
Or the team went for broke to win the championship, pouring every single bit of effort and strategy into it. It's about that ultimate unwavering commitment, isn't it?
It really speaks to that total commitment and embracing really high risk. In a conversation, you'd hear, "Why did you bet so much on that one hand?" I decided to go for broke.
Risky.
And they played with such incredible intensity in the last game. Yeah, they absolutely went for broke trying to secure the win. It conveys that total, no holds barred effort.
And finally, our 10th idiom. This one's about responsibility, about taking the next step. The ball is in your court. You hear this a lot in decision making, right? Handing things over.
Absolutely. This idiom clearly, unequivocally means it's now your decision or your responsibility to take the next action.
Right.
All the previous steps are done, the initiative, the power to move forward. It now rests squarely with you. It's a definite shift in who needs to act.
That can feel good sometimes, but maybe a bit daunting too. If I say, okay, I've done my part, now the ball is in your court, it clearly delegates that next step and the responsibility that comes with it.
Yeah.
Or we made the job offer, So the ball is in her court now. That signals we're waiting for her response, her decision.
It's all about recognizing who holds the power or the responsibility to move things along. So, in conversation. So, should we continue with the negotiations? Well, we've made our offer. The ball is in your court now.
Got it.
And I sent them the final proposal this morning. Great. Now the ball's in their court to respond. It's a very, very common way to assign that next step.
Wow. Okay. We've actually covered a huge amount of ground today. Those 10 idioms.
Huh.
They're just a glimpse, really, into how rich English is.
Just the tip of the iceberg.
But they are incredibly common.
Yeah.
And honestly, understanding them really is a massive shortcut to feeling more informed, more confident in everyday chats. We've really tried to dive deep into how they work, why they matter, and how you can start spotting them, maybe using them too.
Absolutely. And what's so insightful, I think, is how these phrases, which seem simple on the surface, carry so much meaning. They reflect these universal human things. Power dynamics, overcoming hurdles, setting boundaries, taking big risks.
Yeah.
They really do offer those genuine aha moments into the language and into how people think and interact in nuanced ways.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now? Well, here's maybe a provocative thought to leave you with. As you go about your day, just pay a bit more attention to the language around you, maybe in movies you watch, books you read, but especially in conversations you hear or take part in.
Be an observer.
Yeah. How often do you actually hear or read one of these idioms we talked about today?
Yeah.
Or maybe another one catches your ear. You might be genuinely surprised how often they pop up, adding all this color and depth to communication, often without us even consciously noticing their figurative power.
Keep an ear out.
Exactly. Keep an ear out, and you'll likely find yourself understanding a whole lot more than just the literal words being spoken.